My name is Mako, and for Unit 10, I'll be looking at visual concept for visual gaming. So I've done quite a lot of research, as you can see. So this is I have two separate books. A4 one is for experimenting, and the A5 is for research. So this is kind of from A5, where I briefly jot down what I want to do as a visual gaming concept artist. At the bottom part, I have some programs I wish to use if I were to go into it more. And here is just a brief understanding of what a gaming development does. And up here are some of the artists I've looked at. Some are famous ones, and others are chosen artists I've chosen to look at. Here on that side where it says game influence are gamings that I like to look and see for influence and just try and relate my own work into theirs and get their elements into mine. So as for page 2, I've wrote down what a game artist is and what a concept artist is. On the next page is one of the artists that I've looked at. The artist is a Japanese artist called Mr. He just goes by the name Mr. His art really could influence anyone, as they are really in detail, and they represent moi. It means cute anime girls, and as in most Japanese game novel inspirations, they mostly would include these type of characters. As for the next page, I've wrote down how to write a brief and also how to write a script. I was planning on doing a script, but as I didn't have enough time, I only wrote a brief script of what I was planning on doing. And I wrote it down quite a few pages along. And also on the next page, there is about the gaming audience. So I've done quite a lot of research on what kind of market I want to be aiming for. Here you can see different classes that I could use as a mascot, since some games have mascots that could help the hero or the main character or the user that's playing. And next to it, I've just written down some inspiration that I could include, such as traditional Japanese characters that have been listed in historical figures, known as historical figures, sorry. And as you can see, I've kind of changed along the mascot into a samurai, into a ninja, and also a brawler, so a fighting type. But in the end, I chosen to have the character as a healer. So if you were dealing with a big boss, if I were to create one, you'll have a healer. I've actually colored it in as Final Fantasy. I wish I could show you some example. Final Fantasy has kind of like a brownish tone to the artwork. So, but I kind of highlighted some of the parts, such as its features, animal features. On this page, I talk about why I've chosen to look at Blade and Soul mostly, because as you can see from the artwork, they don't sexualize their characters. They do. I mean, since they have 3 different classes. The one I'm looking at is called Lin, sorry, where they have animal features, which is quite cute for anyone, I would believe. And they also bring in traditional elements into their character design. I listed down some of the things that are still typically known for women and men in gaming. How some, sorry, let me read my book. For some males, they like to be dominant and defeat game characters or mods easily. And as for females, they like to be social influence and structural relationships. Like, for example, if you know about Sim 4 or the newest one, you can build relationship and families and friends into it, like a social internet life that you could have online. I mean, in the reality. And here is my brief script that I'm talking about. How I wanted. Well, since my game is mostly based on the story, I would say the story structure. Since the character, it could be anything in anything that you like, as long as well. Wait, no, sorry. The game is mostly aimed about the story, as the game characters can be different, and as I allow the users to change and choose classes, since I've created 7 classes, and so the script is about having the user play their character, and the story begins with they living in a peaceful village where they get invaded by monsters, forest animals, not friendly forest animals, like evil wicked ones. And afterwards they get saved by royal knights, but in the end, let me make it short, sorry. In the end, the user, the character who plays whatever character you want, they find out that that the royal knights are evil and they only want to set up their own kingdom into the place, like the forest. They want to destroy the forest and then create a kingdom of man-made stuff. And this is a video which I've linked to my blog because it talks about MMO. That's the genre I chose. A role-playing game. It talks about how is the MMO genre dying. Well, he explained that it isn't. It's only developing into more into like today's society. We use mobiles and stuff, so that's what MMO is going into, mobiles. Oh, here is my. Well, here I talk about the gaming industry. It's quite a lot, but I've briefed down some. I've included some of the history context as well of where it started and some of the companies that are known to produce well-known games. Okay. Here is also a brief where I've chosen to look at Come To Us. It's a game company which makes mobile games. Here, I've actually played both of these games. This one I've been suggested by a classmate. I've tried it, but later on I didn't like it because they used the same character design except that they changed the color palette. So that doesn't really interest me. If there was many different game designs in it, then I would like to try and like it's a collecting game, so you have to collect and use it in the fight battle. And this one is like a 2D MMORPG, and it's quite alright, but I would rather play it 3D since that's something I would rather enjoy. And then here you got my gaming persona audience. I've researched like common known audience for gaming in the UK, and this is just a random picture of a guy that's probably 35 years old. And then here you have the history of gaming. I've started off with the first game that has been produced by scientists, and then later on it was developed into actual games that anyone can use and play. And then here are games that are launched that are MMO, so you can play them online and with all your friends and families. And here are some few pages for more of my research on game developments, on what process it takes up. I've done quite a lot of research. Here is the game genres. I've listed nearly all of them, if not all, then nearly all of them. And here is the Guardian that I like to use for the title page. Title. Sorry. So I started off with only drawing a headshot of a female elf. The reason why I chose a female because I'm thinking of Mother Nature. So mother, female. So I chose to choose a woman instead. And then I included a horse. I thought of drawing a horse instead. But then I thought that wouldn't be quite right because having the animal presenting guardian of the forest, I wouldn't think the horse would be enough for me. So I combined them both and then turned them into, if you can see clearly, sorry, it's a light sketch. I combined both of them to turn them into a, it's a word, there's a word for it. I keep on forgetting. I'm sorry, it's like a mannerist? Yeah, Manator, that's it. Yeah, Manator. So she's the forest guardian in the end. And here is while I was looking for the title of the game, we were discussing as a group on what name we could use, and then in the end we chose to use my name but change it a bit, spelling it as Mahka. And I have to say it's a good title for a game. And here is more process on game development. And here are some. As I've looked at different titles such as Final Fantasy, Blade and Soul, Legend of the Cryptus, and Terra, I've worked into my own kind of logos. So using this, I've just changed the title, their logo name into my own, and then in the end, I fixed with this title. Okay. So it has the Final Fantasy element, how they have like a very detailed piece next to the title. And with Terra's logo design. And here's just the title page with a bit of description of the game. And then here I have researched 6 companies that develop games and mobile games. Yeah, I just reblogged this because it gives me nostalgia because I used to see this during my childhood, and I thought let me just share that with everyone. Oh, and here, the top part, it shows Blade and Soul, and the reason why I've used that image is because I want to include animal features into my game design, and at the bottom, it's just a little trial. I thought, let me show my own art style with some detailed clothing. Well, it's not really detailed, but it's a class where I just drew it out. And then here you have, well, it's a rough sketch, I would say, since I haven't been able to complete it. But on the left side is a reference of how I could draw out the character's persona. And then here, you can see on the left side is a world map, or forest map, that I wish to use, but I would change it into steampunk and traditional. And then on the right is some made up animal monsters, grass type, like Pokemon. But instead, for the gaming, I've just kind of sketched it out too. Okay. And then this is my pitch document. on digital painting, reference sheet. Here I've shown how I color my character designs. And then here just a little tutorial if I could help them. Here I've been requested to draw someone's character after they saw my art design. And then a MMORPG community and some artists I've chosen to look at.
Okay, so where are your final characters then?
I haven't been able to complete them all, so I haven't included it.
Okay.
And I've changed the way I color since the first one. You know the samurai one? It had more blending and all that. Sorry. Like you can see it has more blending and I couldn't repeat the same process with all of them since when I tried to color it with layers, the outline it would like fade away once I go over it. Since with the samurai one, I was able to use the magic wand to color in and select the area and just easily have the outline still out there for me.
Okay. So the characters are not finished.
No, I've only like designed like since there's 7 classes, I've only designed up to 2 more left. The brawler and the gun class.
Okay. When is it going to be finished?
As soon as possible.
When is it as soon?
Before Wednesday, I believe. Yeah.
Have you got any question for Michael? Nobody has questions.
What age is your main character?
They don't have an age.
Nice.
I haven't included age yet because like most of the characters would look the same. You know, if you look at them, they don't have an age. Well, actually, if I had to give them an age, it would be probably 19 to 23 or so because they go on adventures, and if they were younger than that, it would show them encouraging others, like younger audience, to go out there and then do their own adventures. So I would just choose something above 18.
Any other questions?
What's your favorite game design?
Favorite game design?
What's your favorite game design?
Oh, that's so hard. In the end, I would say Final Fantasy artist because he really works with both worlds, if you want to say that. Because what I mostly like is like not gruesome art, like dark theme, and he works with that as well, and I like that. Yeah.
You know, in your brief it said that you gave yourself like 1,500 to work with. How did you sort of come to that?
I've looked at the estimate amount that game artists use, and since I'm just one person, I had to like decrease it, and then I just went up with that number. Yeah.
What softwares did you use?
Oh, Krita. I hope I've included that in there. I've used Krita because I couldn't get Photoshop. I had to buy it, and also I wasn't sure if I were to buy it, would it work with the laptop I have. Yeah, program I've used is Krita.
What programs do game designers, character designers use?
Ooh, I haven't gotten to that. So I've only looked at what I could do. Yeah, they work on a professional level, so yeah.
Yeah. No question? Okay, let's pause. Let's pause.
Yeah,